Howdy, friends. Welcome to another day of the AI Developer course where we are writing code for 10 to 15 minutes every day to learn AI via hands-on experience. We are towards the end of Module 1. Here we are learning the basics of LLM, prompting techniques, and context engineering. So let's have a look at today's micro build task. We want to make the LLM respond in structured format that makes the result better consumed by the applications. Let's get to it. All right, let's get started. As usual, I would recommend you to pause the video here, do some research, and try to write this code yourself. It should not take more than 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let's get to it. Our task is to get the LLM to respond in a structured format. So instead of just it replying in a free form text or markdown or whatever it prefers, we want to force it to write it in a structured format. And if it is not able to do that, we at least catch that exception and fail the application. So it's easy for us to integrate our LLMs with the applications. All right, so let's go through the code now. Uh, we are going to be using anthropic for this example. I have got my anthropic API key in the environment variable to start using it. All right, we are going to use pydantic for our models that will help us with the structured output for the LLM. For this particular task, I'm trying to create an application that will create tasks for a project. So you can give it a generic project and it will use the LLM to come up with what task should be involved in this project. You can use this task to create Jira tickets or any work items on a different system. So very simple application. I have created a bunch of models here that reflect the structured nature of the result. So it's a task creation application. So it has got a project plan. A project plan is composed of a list of tasks and a list of tags and the project name. A list of tasks is basically another model that has got a title, an optional description, and a priority. Priority being an enum here. So a very simple structure just to show is our LLM able to reply to us in this structured format. Let's see how to use it. So we have got our prompt as usual. We have said create a project plan for building a URL shortener service. I've just provided the name of the project here, but this could very well be a parameter that you pass and it uses that in your input. So include at least 3 tasks. Your entire response must be a single valid JSON object. Please do not include any text before or after the JSON and do not wrap it in Markdown or code blocks. So you can see that we are begging the LLM to reply in a structured format over here via the prompting technique. We then use our models to provide it a JSON schema. So once we have got the project plan model from pydantic, we're gonna use pydantic as JSON schema to provide this to the prompt. So the prompt has got everything. It has got the instruction. It has got the strict do not do this, and then you've got a JSON schema, so it knows what it looks like. Okay, let's use it. So we've created our anthropic client. We are using our Claude Sonnet 4.5 model here, and we have passed our prompt as the message. That is it, and you fetch the response out, and you use the validate function from pydantic to make sure that whatever you have received as a JSON response adheres to the model structure. And if not, it will fail, and you would at least your application would at least know that it needs to break here and handle it accordingly. And that's all. You just just printing what the model returned and just say what the result is. So let's have a quick look at what the result was. Should be pretty quick. All right, you see, the model responded with a JSON, but it messed up, and you got a nice exception that you can handle, and you can your application can gracefully handle this failure. That's amazing. It exactly shows what we were trying to get out of it. Let's try to run this again. All right, see, this time it succeeded. The model did respond in accurate format and a valid JSON. So here's the JSON that he got, project name, tags, and a list of tasks here with the title, description, and the priorities. Yeah, implement the algorithm storage, analytics, security features. It has got a nice list for you. And we over here we're just iterating through it and printing it again. So you see it worked on a happy scenario as well as on a scenario where it did not respond, and we were able to catch the exception to handle it gracefully. All right, so this is the part two of the task. In the last task, we saw how we used Anthropic to create our the task application and return a structured output. It was not very nice though. Like we still had this prompt bloating where we passed out this big JSON schema to the prompt, and we were begging the LLM to return us a strict JSON object. Don't add markdown. Don't add code blocks, comments, etc. Not very nice. So I wanted to show you the new version of the Anthropic beta client where the experience is much nicer. So let's have a look. The boilerplate is pretty much the same, just for very minor differences. So we still got our models here that we're gonna pass to use for this task. Over here, we're still using the Cloud Sonnet 4.5, but we are enabling our beta client for Anthropic. This is how you enable Anthropic beta features. We covered this in one of the past tasks as well. And if you notice here, I'm using client.beta.messages instead of client.messages. So I'm using the beta client over here. So what is better? Why this? Well, look at the system prompt. That is all. We're just talking straight what we need, and we have not added any other prompt bloating. And the schema gets passed via this attribute called output format. You can pass your pydantic model straight away, and all the wiring happens out of the box. And your prompt is very clean, and you get exactly what you were expecting. Once the result is out, you pass in the result and you get back your pydantic model, which you can then use to access the attributes directly instead of doing weird string parsing. So pretty neat, pretty minimal. Your code is a lot more cleaner, and let's just see this in action. That is it. Pretty neat. So it returned a valid JSON. We were able to parse and get the pydantic model out, and we were able to use it. Pretty straightforward. All right, so this is the part three of the same assignment. I just wanted to take a second while we are here to just show you how OpenAI does it. Um, so here's the code. Again, the boilerplate code is pretty much the same, and the way the clients and the API are, they are really friendly, compatible APIs. So it looks pretty much the same, but I just wanted to show you that. So now we've got the OpenAI client here. We are using Pydantic still for our models. So that shows the power of Pydantic's compatibility as well. Amazing tool at your disposal. So we have again got our Pydantic models exactly same as the last example. We have got our OpenAI client here, similar to how we had our Anthropic client. and we have got OpenAI's usage here. So we're using the chat completions and pretty much the same. This is our system prompt, and this is our response format. That is how we use it in with the OpenAI's GPT model. You get the response, you get the parsed response, and you can start using the model. Easy. So see, very minimal code with OpenAI as well. Pretty much the same, actually. Um, yeah, let's just see what this looks like. Easy, pretty much as expected. All right, that's all for this task. Thanks. Nice one, friends. So that's all for this task. As part of this task, we learned about structured outputs, how to make the LLM respond in a structured output, and also how to handle these exceptions so that the application can be more graceful when errors happen. We saw APIs of Anthropic and OpenAI, how both of them handle it. We saw Anthropic's beta features. Yeah, keep an eye on the beta features. They are pretty cool sometimes. And finally, we saw the power of pydantic, how compatible and how useful tool it is for LLM applications building. That is all for today's micro build task. Hope you had fun and you enjoyed and you learned something. I will see you again in the next exercise. Have a good one. Cheers.